Are you ready? Yeah. I said, are you ready? You do it.
A small rebel force has penetrated the shield and landed on Endor.
This is where the fun begins.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
This is Rebel Force Radio.
Your source for the Force.
Star Wars news and commentary.
With Jason Swank and Jimmy Mack.
I've seen Star Wars 500 times. Star Wars #1.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
Now it's time for Rebel Force Radio.
We would be honored if you would join us.
We are here, and we are live. Shut. Welcome everyone to Rebel Force Radio, and welcome to Rancho Obi-Wan. We are so happy to be with you, so happy that you're all here with us in person. I don't think there has ever been a larger collection of RFR VIPs, Patreon members than we have right here and right now. So thank you all so much for being here. Many of you traveled, flew thousands of miles to get here. I talked to one guy, he drove for like 45 minutes. I'm like, wow, you must be really proud of yourself. But no, it is an absolute thrill to be here. We've been wanting to do this for such a long time. Live from Rancho Obi-Wan in the incredible, beautiful Petaluma in Sonoma County. So thank you so much for having us. It's awesome. And of course, I'm not here by myself. I'm here joined, as always, by my good friend and yours from Chicago, Jimmy Mack.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Star Wars fans. Yes, welcome to Rancho Obi-Wan here in beautiful Petaluma, California.
Are we having some audio issues?
I think we're having some audio issues.
So what? This worked beautifully before. Now it seems like. So what are you guys hearing out there?
It's breaking up a little bit.
Hello. Static.
Static.
Right. Did you turn it up at the speaker?
A little bit.
I think that's the problem. Let's pull that down. I got to tell the audio engineer this stuff, you know. All right. Let's see if that gets better. Is that better? What about this? Is that better? Hello. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right, we just need a little more ass in the audio. So let's do that. A little more ass. Okay. How's that sound? Is that better? All right. There we go. Oh, see, now they're messing with it some more. All right. Guys, this is a story of my life. Every week. No. Love that you're all here. I was about to introduce my good friend and yours from Chicago. I'm going to do it one more time. My good friend and yours from Chicago, Jimmy Mack.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Star Wars fan. All right. We made it. Petaluma, California, Rancho Obi-Wan. Did everyone go through the museum? Was it what I told you it would be? Was it better than I told you it would be? What? All right.
That's awesome. Well, you know, I know that we usually do the tale of the tape on our after shows, but I got a little tale of the tape about this event. You know how many people are here tonight? A little more than 140 people are here tonight to support Rancho Obi-Wan. 88 of you have never been to Rancho Obi-Wan, and now you've made your first pilgrimage. It's okay. You're forgiven now that you've made up for it. I want to do a special shout out. Andrew and Julie Beck are here. Where's Andrew and Julie? Are they here?
There they are.
All right.
Right in the middle.
They are members and visitors, and by the way, their membership numbers, like mine, I'm sorry, Steve. Mine's 2521. I really feel like I waited way too long. Their visitor numbers are number 21 and 22.
Woo!
Which is incredible.
I love it.
They were on the 8th ticketed tour.
Wow. Amazing.
So, yeah. So thank you, Andrew and Julie. Thank you for being here. The visitors, you all represent 27 states. You're all here. I don't want to read off all the states, but everything from Hawaii, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Ohio, of course, Illinois.
Well,
We got a lot of people from the Illinois, the Chicago area, the Chicagos.
some of us flew in from the state of confusion.
Or flying into the state of confusion every couple hours.
Well, you know.
48 active members. By the way, there are 9 of you out there that are active members that need to renew your membership.
Hello.
You know who you are.
Hello.
Okay.
Security.
So you just set up that auto renew online, so you don't have to do it manually. And this is the worst news. You want to hear it?
All right, bad news is coming from Jason, so everyone brace yourselves.
83 of you are not members.
Oh, guys. Guys.
But I have good news.
What?
You can buy a membership tonight.
You can?
Yes.
And
yes, you can buy a
should.
membership. Don't you want this incredible patch of our Grand Poobah, Steve Sansweet?
Yeah.
In the Obi-Wan robes. So no, this is the welcome kit that you get when you become a member this year. Every year you get a membership kit. You get a unique patch, 15% off tour tickets. It is a tax deduction. And by the way, I've been a member for I don't know how many years, like 7, 8 years, and I just remembered this year. Oh yeah. That's a tax deduction, and I did take that deduction. You get advanced access to things like online merchandise sales. Those happen on occasion. And also at Star Wars Celebration, which is happening in 2027 for the big 50th anniversary, you get Lightspeed line jump. So you know how there's always big lines for the Rancho Obi-Wan exhibit space at Celebration? You can skip the line if you're a member, and you get into the Lightspeed line. So see Ann Newman tonight. Where's Ann?
There's
Ann's
Ann.
right there. Ann will sell you a membership tonight.
Yes.
We're going to hear much more from Ann in a little bit. So please, 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 don't leave without becoming a member of Rancho Obi-Wan.
You can't. You must. We won't let you leave.
Well, did you read the fine print on the ticket?
Always read the fine print. Now, you know, there is a guy here, of course, who is responsible for all this brilliant madness that goes on in the walls of this incredible place. And that's Steve Sansweet. And we are graced with Steve Sansweet's presence tonight, and we want to talk to Steve right now on the show. So while he works his way over here, I'm going to read you an excerpt from, this is Chris Taylor's book, How Star Wars Conquered the Universe, specifically the chapter regarding our friend Steve Sansweet. Steve Sansweet is snarky and avuncular.
What?
Bursting with knowledge, he co-wrote the official Star Wars Encyclopedia, the ultimate guide to Star Wars action figures, and many more besides. He's somewhere between a vaudeville comedian and a gossip, always ready with a quip and another collector's item to show you. With bushy black eyebrows, well, they used to be black, framed with a silver beard.
Yes.
Beard still remains silver. He looks like a mischievous Santa Claus. You might think him a retired TV show host, which in fact he is. He helped QVC sell Star Wars gears during 60 hours of shows throughout the 90s. Sansweet was raised in...
Who bought anything from Star Wars specials on QVC when I was on? There's some people.
A smattering of applause for QVC. Steve Sansweet was raised in Philadelphia.
Do we have anyone from PA?
Yes, we certainly do.
We do, actually, yes.
Peter Beiser is here. Nobody nicer than Peter Beiser. Yeah, baby. RFR VIPs present tonight. Steve Sansweet went to journalism school and reported on the JFK assassination for the college paper. Did you...
I had nothing to do with it.
Just want to make sure. No sightings of Mr. Sansweet on a grassy knoll or anything like that. As a Wall Street Journal reporter in Los Angeles in 1976, he started collecting toy robots. After writing a front page story about a collector, the robots ignited a long-held passion for science fiction. Then one day at the office, he noticed another reporter toss an invitation in the trash. It was to the media preview of a new movie called Everyone. Oh, I lost my place.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sansweet fished it out of the garbage can, and a few days later, his life changed forever. And I think our lives changed forever, too, as a result.
Yes.
He's our grand poobah. He is the founder of Rancho Obi-Wan. He's been a fan ambassador, the Star Wars fan ambassador forever. And that's our friend, Stephen J. Sansweet. Let's give it
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Steve Sansweet.
Stand. Yes. Standing ovation. And you deserve it, my friend. You deserve it.
Thank you all. Thank you very much for coming here. Thank you, even though
Here it
this is
comes.
part of RFR.
Yeah, that's the name of the show.
We accept it. Rebel Force Radio. These guys have been so good to us, and we get constant people coming on tours here who say, heard all about you for years on Rebel Force Radio. Jimmy Mack and Jason are just like crazy about Rancho Obi-Wan.
Yeah, a little obsessed.
A little upset.
And then you responded,
I'm not.
no, they're just crazy. Am I
I'm
right?
not obsessed.
You obsessed?
No.
No. No, you don't have a singular focus on anything, one particular thing in general. You like to spread it out.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. A little bit of vintage and a little bit of modern. A little bit of Kenner and a little bit of Hasbro. A little bit of Lucasfilm and a little bit of Disney. I could keep going.
So certain are you?
A little bit country and a little bit rock and roll. That's our Steve Sansweet.
I just want to get a sense of where things stand. The Saga Museum, you came out, you announced that you were going to be joining forces with other major collectors in the field, which Jimmy Mack loves to.
I love that.
That he's in a field. It took him a lot of time to be in a field of something.
Yeah. There's all the fields out there.
Star
I've been
Wars
out in those
collecting.
fields too.
So, since the big announcement, how's it going? What are some of the needs, and how can Star Wars fans everywhere pitch in to make this happen?
Well, that's a good question for Anne.
All right, well,
We'll be talking to Anne.
Anne's going to have her time on. Anne, why don't you just come up here? Let's just bring up Anne Newman.
on,
We might as well.
Ladies
Yeah,
and
Anne.
gentlemen, she just sat down.
Yeah,
I made
I
her
know.
get up again.
That's the story of her
She was
life, I
warming
think.
my
Just
seat.
sat down, and
Yes.
here
yes.
she comes. We got
Here's
a
Anne.
mic for Anne.
Anne came to Rancho Obi-Wan 6 years ago.
There's Anne.
It seems like 6 years. It's almost 2 decades.
Wow.
Oh, we got to turn Anne.
Oh, there we go.
Good Lord.
Hi.
Hi, Anne. Everyone at once. Hi, Anne.
So, Anne and I met at San Diego Comic-Con in
2004. I know it
You were
seems
close.
that long.
2004 at the Spaghetti Factory. Well, we had met briefly before that. I think, who were the autograph guests that you were bringing in that year?
Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and that's all that matters.
There was one other person there, I think, but I don't remember who it was.
Meanwhile, the guy who played Greedo is like, oh, damn it.
But anyway,
Thank you.
At dinner at a very long table at the Spaghetti Factory, I said, well, I need somebody. My assistant for years is staying in Los Angeles, and I've moved up to Sonoma County. Does anybody want a job to inventory a Star Wars collection? Take about 6 months.
20 years later.
She raised her hand, and I thought, this woman is crazy. And Ann came up and she spent a couple of weeks with us, and then she said, I'll move here for 6 months.
They wanted to make sure that I was liked by the dog.
That was the test to get close to this collection?
Yes.
Oh.
Never mind the Star Wars stuff. Does the dog like you? Yeah, that's
a real high bar you set there, Steve.
Ann's got a pocket full of milk bones on day one.
Very high bar.
Well, that is true. Dogs, their judge of character, yes, is very high.
You got a point there.
Yeah.
Ann is very responsible for Rancho Obi-Wan being what it is, and even its founding. When we moved up here in 1998, I converted a former chicken house into my warehouse. Had some people here for tours, but things were just sort of on shelves, and there wasn't a whole lot to see.
When I came here, you could not walk in aisles. I had to crawl through the bottoms of racks just to get into an area. It's like archaeology.
Surely you exaggerate.
I do not. There was a pile of clothes and jackets and stuff. It was literally as tall as Steve. It is like archaeology. You start peeling off layer after layer after layer, and underneath it was that DK cardboard display of a pit droid.
Oh yeah.
Except for it had been smashed like a dinosaur, like this.
Did you cry?
I was like, this guy's crazy.
We lost a rocket-firing Boba Fett in the collection for 2 years.
Really?
And then one of our co-founders of the Saga Museum, Lisa Stevens, found it when she and her husband Vic came one day.
Oh.
She said, "Is this the rocket-firing Boba Fett you've been looking for?"
Was it in your hamper?
It was where we have the kids' bedroom now.
Oh, okay.
Shelf in the box.
Wow.
We lost the handle of a pouch from the unproduced Ewok figures.
Oh.
This handle of a pouch is a half an inch long, but he had sold it to a friend, and the friend wanted the pouch and the handle.
Oh boy.
It took us how long to find that? And where was it?
In a baggie in a box
With
on a shelf in the middle of nowhere.
So let's say that Ann was very essential to what Rancho Obi-Wan has become.
Well, when I discovered that it would be time for me to leave Lucasfilm, that was 2010. I was working my way to retirement in April of 2011. Ann and Concetta and I talked about starting a nonprofit museum. And Ann took it upon herself to do the nonprofit papers, which the Federal Paperwork Reduction Act says takes about 100 hours. They lie.
Oh, man.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
You only have to do it once, though.
Right. And so now we're at a place where, Steve, you want to combine your collection with three, or is it four? Is it
three others?
Three other massive. We know Gus and Duncan. There's another gentleman that I'm a little less familiar with.
Vic Wirtz and his wife, Lisa Stevens.
Yes.
Lisa Stevens invented Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
That's a little trivial.
There's some credibility there. She's had some success.
And she's a massive Star Wars fan. She ran the Star Wars Insider magazine for years. She was a publisher of the magazine. She ran the fan club for years. She's a really remarkable woman and somebody who I think is a little underappreciated in the realms of fandom. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, something like the Saga Museum will perhaps shine the appropriate light on her and her contributions.
Yes.
But what went into the decision to combine these collections, and most importantly, how can Star Wars fans everywhere around the world make sure that this thing happens?
So for years at conventions, all the collectors would be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to, do something bigger? But it didn't really come to true fruition until the second year of the pandemic. And Gus Lopez was going to retire from Amazon, and he wanted to really just start making it happen. So he called all of us, said, hey, do you really want to start doing this? And everybody agreed that we were going to do it. And so we've been meeting every week for 3-4 hours a week since March of 2021. And over those years, we read a 600-page book on how to build a museum. We've visited 15 different museums across the country and talked to people behind the scenes. So we've really been trying to learn as much as we can to do it properly, to do it right, to do it so that it's sustainable and that it will last for 100 years. Because Star Wars is a 100-year fandom, and this collection has to last 100 years for the next generation. So it has to go beyond.
Yes.
So, of course, the Saga Museum will be a place where you can just walk off the street, pay the price of admission, and go enjoy the greatest collection of Star Wars memorabilia ever assembled. And that's the goal.
Right.
That's the goal. Because obviously there's limitations to having it here at Rancho Obi-Wan. As beautiful and wonderful and magical as this place is, it still is in a residential area. There's no zoning for
It's
any
Steve's
businesses.
house.
It's Steve's house.
And Ann's house.
Yeah, so we're really excited about the Saga Museum, and we want you guys to share in our excitement. So become a member of Rancho Obi-Wan. You can do it today. You can do it right on the spot with Ann. I think you can sign up also in the Jabba room, too, at the store. And you can donate in there. There's so many different ways, easy ways to do it. There are QR codes all over the place here. Just scan one, and then boom, you become a member. And
one of the things we want to do with the Saga Museum is to have a small theater, have rooms to be able to have people talk.
Yes, like RFR shows, perhaps.
Can you imagine how cool that would be?
Yeah, rent it for your birthday party, your wedding.
Yeah.
Bar mitzvahs, confirmations, quinceaneras.
Or just to gather with your friends, 100 of your closest friends. Oh, wait, we're already doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's Steve's backyard, but
it'll be the perfect place to say, I love you, I know. So that's what I'm... Hey, Steve, you've had a long history with Rebel Force Radio. And Jason and I do want to mention that this past Monday, we celebrated the 19th anniversary of Jason Swank's first ever Star Wars podcast. And that podcast led to this podcast that you guys listen to all the time. And I hopped on board a few months later, and the next thing you know, we're in year 20 of this business. Can you believe it? And also, a lot of you guys here have been with us for the entire run, and God bless you for that. The Force is with you.
And these guys have been supporters of Rancho Obi-Wan from the very beginning, so we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
we have
you.
more
And
people
thank
who
you,
come here.
guys.
We have more people who come here and say, I heard about you. They don't stop talking about you. On Rebel Force Radio, I had to see it for myself.
Exactly.
So for those who are seeing it for the first time, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you
really
very
appreciate
much.
it.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Welcome.
Our journey together, Steve, you could kind of think of this segment as your Rebel Force Radio life.
Yes.
This is your Rebel Force Radio life. Back in the summer of 2005, that's the very first time you met this guy. I'm sure it was just as memorable for you as it was for Jimmy, but at Wizard World Chicago.
It was Wizard World Chicago when Jimmy decided to serenade me with a song that he wrote.
No, that was the second time I met you.
Oh, that was...
And we'll get to that. Or maybe that was the third time I met you. We have it all here figured out. In November 2006, Jason Swank conducted his first interview with the great Steve Sansweet.
I can't tell you what that meant because it was like we were a very new podcast at that time, and it was like we got Steve Sansweet. He's going to be on our podcast. So that was like we made it when we had you.
Yes.
And then Jimmy spent time with Steve at Star Wars fan. Do you guys remember Star Wars Fan Days? Anybody here? In Plano, Texas, it's Survivors.
It's Plano, Texas,
Yeah, so Jimmy spent time with Steve there, and they were guests at Star Wars super collector Philip Wise's house all the way back in October 2007.
And then in November 2007, Jason conducted his second interview with Steve to discuss his brilliant book, The Star Wars Vault. Does anybody own that book here?
Vault.
God, that was great. Remember, you'd have these little pockets and you pull out like iron-on transfers or membership cards in the fan club. That was really a groundbreaking book. And I noticed that there were a lot of franchises and they had their own copycat versions of that book following it. So you really are a trendsetter, both not in fandom, but also in publishing. How many books have you written, Steve?
17 of them Star Wars.
Brilliant. What was the one non-Star Wars book about?
Aversion therapy. How to use chemicals to make yourself sick so you stop smoking. It was terrible. The publisher thought, I wrote a front page story for the Wall Street Journal about this. There was something called the Chic Clinics to get rid of smoking. And the publisher thought I was going to write a self-help book. Like you put rubber bands on your wrist and you pop them. It's all about pain.
Wow.
It's called, some of you may like pain. In certain
Well, got me to quit smoking. And I still have the marks on my wrist to prove it if anyone wants to come and take a look at it later. Available for selfies.
But Steve, you thought that was your only chance.
I did it because I thought it was my only chance ever to write a book. I had no idea Star Wars would come and sweep me away.
Could somebody cheat that speaker just a little bit?
Yeah, maybe just turn it that way, just a scooch.
Out just a little bit.
Right there,
just
Kyle.
Twist it a little bit.
Just give it a little
twist. Act like you're Anthony Daniels.
Just a little bit that way.
Grabbing our speaker and twisting it like he did that one time.
Come on, put some muscle behind it. And
there we go.
A little more.
All right, there we go. All right, okay.
That might take care of a little bit of the ringing.
You all know that story about Anthony Daniels getting mad at us for being too loud?
Yeah. I had to yell at him. Don't touch our gear.
Yeah, truly. He grabbed our speaker and twisted that thing. Okay, so Jimmy's first interview with Steve happened immediately following his stage presentation at Wizard World Chicago, and Jimmy sang Steve's theme song,
which I wrote on the spot,
much to Steve's chagrin.
And
Jimmy's son Michael was so embarrassed he hid in a corner. Dad, no!
We were backstage at Wizard World, and Steve graciously offered me his time. I mean, he's the most generous guy I've ever met in my life. And he offered me his time, and my son was, 2008. He was 9 years old, and he was taking photographs of me and Steve. Maybe I'll put it up on the Patreon page or something, if I can dig up the photos. But when I started belting out this tune, Michael ran. He didn't want to have anything to do with. Do you have that recording, Jason, in the folder? I think it might be.
Is it in
there?
here?
It would say in that folder that I gave you today.
Michael, by the way, if you don't know, has gone on to become a magnificent songwriter and musician.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. We actually do have the clip. Here it is. This is Jimmy Mack singing to Steve Sansweet.
You've done so much for the Star Wars community, so much for Star Wars fans, that I've written a musical tribute to you. And I'm going to, it's brief.
Oh my God. Can I faint now?
Stephen J. Sansweet. He wrote the Star Wars Vault and the Encyclopedia too. Director of fan relations for Lucasfilm. Steve's a good dude.
Jimmy, I must admit that I since your son ran away too, I don't know what this. I'm speechless.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
For some reason, I remember it going on for 5 minutes. It was
just felt like that in real time. But man, that brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, it does.
And then you went to Japan.
So in July 2008, I traveled to Star Wars Celebration Japan and got to spend more time with Steve and interview him for a second time. We have a little clip of Steve being
Steve Sansweet-san, Mr. Steve Sansweet from Lucasfilm.
For some reason, I just love that Steve Sansweet-san. There's just such a ring to it. It's wonderful.
So then in November of 2009, Steve came back to the show to talk to us about his latest book at the time, 1,000 Collectibles, Memorabilia and Stories from a Galaxy Far, Far Away, and to offer up a few bits of Celebration 5 and Clone Wars news. I love the 1,000 Collectibles. I love that it focuses...
Anne was co-author on that.
Oh, Anne was the co-author. Is that book available still?
All of Steve's books are out of print. You want a Steve book, you got to go to eBay. In fact, we've bought stuff on eBay to resell.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Well, I was with Steve tonight, and a listener brought you the book, 1,000 Collectibles.
Oh, and got it signed.
And got it signed.
Great.
And it was very well-read book, let me tell you. My copy looks the same. It's,
a little dog-eared?
Oh, absolutely. It's a
Steve, when
wonderful book.
people bring up books for you to sign, do you like the fact that they look read, I would imagine, right?
Absolutely. I've had Tomart price guides with pages falling out, covers cracked off. I mean, it just shows that people appreciate it.
Well loved.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the Tomart books because I think the first time I ever even heard of you was through a guy that co-wrote the Tomart Star Wars guide with you. His name was
Tom Tumbush.
Tom
and
Tumbush.
His son Tien Tumbush.
Tien. So I met Tien. He was doing a radio tour, and he was a Chicago guy. He was from the area. I think from Naperville, I think he was from. And
Dayton.
Oh, he's from Dayton, Ohio.
See what he does? Everybody's got to be from Chicago area.
All right. Chalk one up for the Dayton team, for the Ohio boys. OH! All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I humor you guys. So he was on this radio tour, and he came to the radio station I was working at. He appeared on the show I was working on, and he gave me a copy. It was the second edition of the Star Wars Tomart Guide.
That's the book that we signed 2,000 copies of the cover.
Yeah?
In one day.
Oh, my God.
In Dayton, in Tumbush's office.
Wow.
So he said, we've got a bunch of the covers to sign. QVC's bought a bunch of them. And he wheels in this pallet. And it's stacked with these covers, unbound. And he says, you've got to sign them all.
Oh.
So Tom, Tien, and I were signing them. And he says, okay, that's the first pallet.
The first pallet. And he's got the arthritis, you know.
Got another pallet coming.
Wow.
But that was the book that really introduced me to you, your name, and the miles and miles you traveled to collect Star Wars things.
Well, that's how I became involved with Lucasfilm in the beginning. I had heard in 1990 that they were planning to do an official price guide, and I cold called and said, if anybody does a price guide, it should be me. And the new head of publishing said, and you are who?
I'm the guy that wrote the book about how to quit smoking with pain. That's who I am.
Got some rubber bands around your wrist, damn it.
There was something called a penile plethysmograph.
Oh, no, you can't. This is a family show, Steve. Family show. We'll talk about peniles later.
We're 21 and up tonight, so it's okay.
Ow!
But I cold called, and we talked, and she had already done something with Tumbush. And that happened a couple of years later. But she said, what I really want is a price guide with anecdotes. And I said, you can't mix the two. One is a list with prices, and another is a book with anecdotes in it. And that led to my first Star Wars book, From Concept to Screen to Collectible, which a lot of people thank me for or blame me for.
Why blame you? Because to me,
they
that
have
was
spent the rest of their lives collecting Star Wars stuff.
Okay, all right. Because I remember going into my Walden books in the mall and seeing that book, and I was just I was just a kid, and I didn't have the money to spend. I didn't have $25 or whatever it was to buy that book. So I would just, every time I'd go to the mall, I'd go into there and read a few pages.
Oh, you were the one.
Yeah, I was the one. I was the holdout. But it was so cool. That was the first time I saw Star Wars back on a retail shelf in any capacity.
Yeah, and that was the first time you were told, sir, this is not a library. Move along. Buy the book.
That was the relaunch with Tim Zahn's great Thrawn trilogy.
Right.
Which came out in 1990 and surprised the hell out of people because it soared to #1 on the New York Times fiction bestseller list.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
So
I went into a bookstore when that thing came out. And I wanted to be cool. I didn't want to go in there and say, do you have the new Star Wars book? And so I said, yes, I'm looking for a new novel named Heir to the Empire. And they looked at me and they looked at their thing and they said, I'm not seeing it. I said, I think it's like a New York Times bestseller right now. And they're, oh, the Star Wars book. And I learned at that point in time, say it loud, say it proud. Don't play any games. Stop tap dancing around your fandom. Say it loud, say it proud. So to continue on our history, this is your RFR life, Steve. We met up with Steve at the first ever C2E2 in Chicago, where we hung out at the Lucasfilm booth. You allowed us to conduct interviews there, much to the chagrin of the other Lucasfilm employees there. But
that is true.
Well, I cannot tell you what it means when you walk into a convention and you got a guy like Steve to welcome you to the booth and let you, behind the ropes, basically, and park your gear and your stuff there. That meant the world to us. It really did.
It sure did.
To show us that kindness. Yeah.
And then afterwards, we went out to get some pizza at Giordano's in downtown Chicago. And it was Steve, myself, Ann, Logan. Daniel Logan was there. With a bunch of Cheetos stains all over his tank top, and I'm not going to talk about that. And the wonderful, lovely Amy Allen, who was known to Star Wars fans as Ayla Secura.
Yeah.
And when you walk into Giordano's with Amy Allen, heads turn, let me tell you. And with Jason Swank, a lot of heads
Oddly
turn
enough.
that way, too.
Yeah. And then in July, I remember the build-up and the hype and the speculation to Celebration 5, and Steve came on the show and checked in with us and gave us that Celebration 5 update that we were just waiting for.
Yeah. And then, of course, Celebration 5 happened in August 2010, and you were there when Dave Filoni inducted us into the Wolfpack.
I still haven't forgiven Dave for that. He inducted them into the Wolfpack before he inducted me into the Wolfpack.
Right,
I
but
was
he eventually
so jealous.
But he eventually did. He eventually did. You did hand me a blank check upon me receiving the plaque. And I said, Steve, you're bound to get the next one. I think Dave was planning to give away like 15 of those, and then he got to you, and then Bonnie Burton, and then that was it. We haven't heard from the Wolfpack since. There's been no meetings. I thought we were supposed to have...
No, wait. Steve.
Yes, there have.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, is this the time that we...
I thought it was funny you guys weren't there.
It's Steve and
What happened
Bonnie.
to your invitation?
Steve and Bonnie and Filoni are sitting there.
They meet every week. Like, whatever happened to those two bozos?
Boy, we dodged the bullet there.
So we've got a clip here of Ashley. Right? What is this?
This is Star Wars Celebration 5 at the opening panel. And Ashley was
You got
on
a name
stage.
drop, didn't you?
Ashley name dropped me. It's been so long since I've heard this audio. I can't remember what for, but then you came up on stage and followed up Ashley's shout out to me. And let's just hear the tape and relive these
So come
memories.
check us out. We're going to celebrate all of the current Star Wars fashions. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Jimmy Mack, I think you're out there. You promised me a really fun dance in the middle of the stage. So come check out his dance. See if it's 2 thumbs up. All right. See you guys later. May the Force be with you.
Steve walks to the podium.
Breathing heavily.
Shaking his head.
I knew the program would go downhill, but I didn't realize it would go downhill with the mention of Jimmy Mack's name. Jimmy, dance you may, sing you may not. Jimmy serenaded on the first cast with a happy birthday song that so embarrassed his son that his son divorced him.
All right, well, you guys heard evidence of that, I guess.
In October 2010, Steve joined us again, and this was his first interview since he announced his plans to leave Lucasfilm and retire.
Yeah, but you followed that up right away in April 2011. You joined us on the show to not only celebrate your retirement. Oh, it was official at this point. Yeah. Big celebration.
Yep.
Steve had been liberated, and he was on his flying away like the Minoc he is.
Yes.
Into independence and eventually Rancho Obi-Wan.
Right. We caught up with him again in October, and we were talking to him at Fan Days in Texas. That might have been the final Fan Days.
Probably
was it? Yeah.
Yeah. And then shortly after that, about a month later, in November 2011, you joined us and you revealed your plans to make Rancho Obi-Wan open to the public via memberships. And here we are today, still celebrating that very announcement, 14 years later.
And then in January 2012, Steve welcomed Jimmy Mack with Dave Filoni to Rancho Obi-Wan for Jimmy's very first visit.
Do you remember that?
Place.
Yeah. I came over here with Filoni.
Hey, Jimmy Mack. He can come with me.
That was my first time here. And we had dinner. We hung out in the museum. And you weren't actually here. You were in Texas visiting your mom. But I don't know if I've ever told this story before. But Steve has always owned very rambunctious canines. Like madness, these canines. And I love them. I've always loved Steve's dogs. And one of them brought over Steve a chew toy. Do you remember this? He brought over Steve a chew toy right in the middle of dinner. It's me, Filoni, Bob Canny, Steve, sitting at the table, and hands the chew toy to Steve. Steve looks at it, shrugs his shoulders, throws it over his shoulder, and all of a sudden we hear all these wine glasses hitting the kitchen tile.
No wonder I don't remember.
So we freeze. We all look at each other. Filoni goes, "The dogs!" So we all jump up, fearing that the dogs are going to run across the shattered glass.
The dogs!
And so...
You know?
So we got the dogs outside, and we followed the dogs outside. Me, Steve, and Filoni. And left Bob in there. I'm pretty sure. Is Bob here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember this, Bob? No. And Bob has an amazing memory, too, so I'm surprised. But we came outside and sort of shaking it off a little bit, and patio door slides open, and out walks a guy who turned into one of my best friends, Stu Levy, who was Ann's husband, and...
give it up for Stu.
Give it up for Stu. Because I've said this time and time again. He's a guy who is off so many Star Wars fans' radars, but it played such a crucial role in the development of this place, this great place, Rancho Obi-Wan. And he's so missed. I mean, I can't even tell you. So, but that was the first time I met Stu. I'll never forget it, you know? I'll never forget also, you know, the dogs!
The dogs.
Yes. So that was a fun one. Yeah, that was a flashback.
And then you're next.
Oh, I am. I visited Rancho Obi-Wan for the first time, and obviously became the guest who would never leave. Let's just face it. But in August 2012, Steve joined us to talk about Rancho Obi-Wan's plans for Star Wars Celebration 6. And then he joined us a few weeks later at our Celebration Live show from the convention show floor. And I think that was the show where I got tattooed.
I think so. You got the Wolfpack tattoo.
I got the Wolfpack tattoo on my shoulder.
Yeah, that was really cool. We were doing live shows from the convention floor, and then again to have guys like Steve Sansweet and Dave Filoni stop by was just incredible. Talk about really feeling and knowing that you made it in the space as a Star Wars podcaster.
True.
In October 2012, Steve appeared on the show live to discuss the sale of Lucasfilm to Disney. As soon as that deal went down, we knew there was one guy we had to talk to get his take on it.
In fact, I called from my car outside one of the facilities where George had flown back from Burbank and came to talk to the company, all the employees.
Wow.
The ink was still wet.
The ink is still wet now.
Decipher that any way you choose to. I don't even know what to make of that, but the ink is still wet. Christmas 2012, you joined us to talk about your latest literary Star Wars stocking stuffer, The Ultimate Action Figure Guide.
Love
Collection.
that book. The Ultimate
Action Figure
Collection.
That's what it is. Ultimate Action Figure Collection. Great book. Great book.
And then Steve appeared with us again on May 2013 to tell us about his plans for Star Wars Celebration Europe 2.
Yeah. Remember that one?
Germany.
Yeah. There was a lot of jet lag after that, huh? You got there.
That was fun.
Yeah. I didn't go, but I live vicariously.
That's why Steve said it was so fun.
Oh, maybe.
Those were the days.
Oh, that show. What a breath of fresh air.
That's the one where our stuff was on a boat for 2 months each way, I think.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
2 months.
Wow.
That was the only international show celebration that we've done as an exhibit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got to be so costly, time-consuming, all of that. Yeah.
In September 2013, Steve stopped by RFR to talk about Rancho Obi-Wan finally being recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest collection of Star Wars memorabilia in the galaxy. That's right. You're damn right.
So, occasionally on Rebel Force Radio, we have these investigative reports. And it's led by Jimmy Mack and
the Rebel Force Radio Investigative Report Team.
But there was a question that kept popping up. And the question was, did fans actually see a cut of Star Wars with Biggs Dark Lighter, in those anchorhead scenes intact? Many people claim to have seen this. And so we wanted to get Steve on to finally put all those memories to rest and to the test once and for all. And Steve confirmed to us that indeed, no, there never was a print that was out in theaters for people to see with those scenes intact.
And in fact, George had never finished those scenes. So there was no audio. Good audio.
Right. But I remember the way you explained it. You talked about how when the movie came out, you had a novel, you had a comic book adaptation. The storybook, and people's memories sort of conflated and created their own version because they didn't have home video, obviously.
Sort of like receiving your rocket-firing Boba Fett in the mail.
Right.
I'm still waiting for mine. Still checking that mailbox every day. In July... Where are we?
No, we're April.
Oh, I'm sorry. In April 2014, Steve joined us with an update on all the cool things happening at Rancho Obi-Wan.
And then in July 2014, Jimmy, Wendy, and Steve Sansweet podcasted from PfeifferCon in Illinois.
Eric
PfeifferCon.
Eric Pfeiffer's an Illinois Star Wars superfan, and he has a massive collection that has dominated his entire house. Every single room of the house is Star Wars themed and packed with collectibles, except for his kitchen, for some reason.
Huh.
Like he could use like a Darth Vader toaster in there or something, or like a Baby Yoda spatula. I don't know. Do you have a Baby Yoda spatula? I want one of those.
Baby Yoda hot water bottle.
Ooh, hot water bottle. My hip's been bugging me a lot lately.
It was so ridiculous I had to buy it.
Yeah, I think they're making that for the Star Wars Gen X because we are starting to get those aches and pains.
August 2014, Steve welcomed these two guys, myself and Jason, to this very place, Rancho Obi-Wan, for Jason's first visit.
Yeah.
And we podcasted from Steve's office. And during that podcast, I set my personal record for most times saying Forlom's crotch in a single conversation.
By the way, did everyone get to see Forlom's crotch in the...
What are we doing here?
I don't know. What's going on with this? We're robots again.
We're getting crunchy here on our
sound. We're getting crunchy. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so y'all saw the crotch piece, right? Yeah. By the way, speaking of crotches, there's another crotch in Steve's collection. It's Darth Vader's cod piece that's on the Darth Vader down there, right in the main atrium when you go in, and that is an original. I did not know that until this trip.
Yeah, it has the tag inside for Berman's and Nathan's, the costumer company.
Yeah.
And it says Darth Vader.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So when you see that crotch piece, you know that was actually filmed in Star Wars.
I have another.
You think it's this cord?
Yeah, we got to switch that cord.
All right.
Yeah. I think we've diagnosed this issue here.
All right. Well, you keep talking, and I'll switch out the cord.
Okay.
Keep
All
talking.
right, I'm going to keep going through the list, then. Here we go.
Well, I've got another Darth Vader codpiece.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's an edible one.
What? Edible?
There was a life-size Darth Vader cake at the 501st Bash at one of the celebrations, and they cut the codpiece and gave it to me.
Oh, wow. Only Steve Sansweet gets that.
Where else are you going to find a Darth Vader edible codpiece? I mean, you know.
Nowhere else but Rancho Obi-Wan. How's the sound? Is it still crunchy? It still stinks, huh? Well, we got to fix this. It's not that cord. It's one of these cords. I think it's this guy. But, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We obviously don't want to be putting you through crappy sound quality, so... Talk amongst yourselves. All right.
I could sing a song to Jimmy Mac. Oh, Jimmy Mac. Oh, Jimmy Mac.
Well, we tested all this stuff before, and you know how it goes. You move it. When Jimmy's away. Huh.
Oh, Jimmy just needs to stand there and hold the cord.
Yeah, right. Remember in the old days with the TV, you would have to hold like the antenna. The rabbit ears. Yeah, stay right there. Everything's great. Where did we leave off here? Where are we? What did he just ask you? Cod. We left off at the cod piece. That's right, because that was my first time. The other thing that I remember from that trip was the fact that when you come to Rancho Obi-Wan, there's an expectation that you're coming to work. And it wasn't within 5 minutes. Steve's like, hey, we got stuff to unbox. We got stuff to uncrate. And of course, it's like Christmas morning because you never know what you're gonna find. And one of the things that we did find was a wooden rocking horse that was made by, I guess, a craftsman of some sort that was like a tauntaun, right?
Down in Florida, yeah. We have Tilly the Tauntaun and Wally the Wampa.
Oh. And they're rocking horses.
They're rocking horses.
There is a photo, you'll see it. It comes across here every once in a while of Steve on the rocking horse, which I love. Where are we now? Oh, this is great. So in August of 2015, Jimmy and our good friend Sheldon Norton, I don't know if you'll remember the RFR documentary, When the Galaxy Listens, which is available on YouTube. So please check that out. And Steve was kind enough to let us shoot some footage at Rancho and actually be on the documentary. So thank you very much for that. We really appreciate it. And then, this was one of my favorite Steve Sansweet memories. We decided to do coverage of Midnight Madness Coast to Coast. Do you remember? Those were the days, right, when Hasbro could actually get product to the shelves. We loved that. And so we checked in with Steve, and that was really cool. This was Force Friday, Midnight Madness. We went all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, and Steve was checking in because you were out there on the hunt yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I remember you were looking for... Because I asked you about the item that you were looking for, and it was the BB-8, the BB-8 that you could control with your phone. Right. Yeah, because that was pretty tough to get at the time. My kids loved that.
They had a whole section of those. We were at Toys R Us in New York.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah. Do y'all remember the Midnight Madness? I wish they could bring that back. They did it for the Clone Wars movie. I thought it was very effective. And then in October, Steve stopped by RFR to talk about Rancho Obi-Wan's contributions to the latest Kraft Star Wars mac and cheese ad campaign. This was really cool. Do you remember that?
Absolutely. I mean, Ann did a yeoman's job on that. We packed up where is Ann?
Yeah, Ann disappeared.
She did. So we're at 8:56. By the way, if you did not get a chance to enter the raffle, I'm afraid it's too late. I believe that was closing at 8:45. Do we have a confirmation? Anne's there. So the raffle tickets are still available. There are some incredible items here. Just some highlights we got to mention here. The Darth Vader ceramic bank by Roman Ceramics. Steve, this is a vintage piece from 1977.
Absolutely.
So
with the box.
With the box. So if you want something that was super unique and one of the earliest items to come out for Star Wars, you want to check that out. Also, there is a set of 12 Lucasfilm special edition screening tickets. These were given out to staff, am I right?
To employees.
To employees only. So, I mean, talk about a one-of-a-kind collectible. There's also the media kits. There's a Empire Strikes Back press kit from 1980, absolutely original, vintage. There's if you like the prequels, I love I didn't mean it that way. I did not mean it that way. I meant like if the prequels are your era, the Phantom Menace press kit is available, so check that out. So all of those are available right now. Last call on the raffle.
All right, and now I'm going to burn through the rest of our history with Steve Sansweet because we're running short on time here. So February 2016, Steve joins us to share his review of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. May 2016, I hosted RFR's first ever live podcast fundraiser for Rancho Obi-Wan live from the museum itself. Thank you, everyone who donated then, and don't forget to donate now. January 2017, Steve joined us from Rancho Obi-Wan to talk about Rogue One and share Carrie Fisher memories because she had just passed away at that time. In November 2017, Steve joined us to talk about all the cool things happening at Rancho Obi-Wan, his thoughts on The Last Jedi, Star Wars collecting, and more. April 2019, RFR live from the South Side at a Lulu Brewery, ladies and gentlemen. Who was there? You remember Alulu? Paul from Alulu is here, mingling amongst y'all. And he was the man who made that night responsible. That was during Star Wars Celebration Chicago. Steve joined us on stage to talk about the history of Star Wars Celebration, which, of course, Steve, you've had a massive impact on through all the years that thing's been in existence. In June 2019, Steve told us all about his first ever visit to the brand new Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland.
Of course, it was all about the merch.
Really? Yeah. So how were the rides, Steve? Well, I went to this one souvenir stand that was outrageous. In June 2019, you told us about Galaxy's Edge. Also in June 2019, Billy Mack, ladies and gentlemen, Billy Mack.
Billy Mack is here, right there.
Billy Mack visited Rancho Obi-Wan for the first time, and Steve took Puppet Lando on a tour of the museum to see all the Lando collectibles.
My all-time favorite RFR YouTube video. You have to watch it. Steve and Puppet Lando. Steve really missed his calling. He could have been the host of a kid's show with a puppet.
Yeah, forget the QVC. He should have been on Sesame Street.
They sold a lot more on that QVC if they had Puppet Lando, I think.
February 2020, Steve joined us to share his thoughts on The Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, and The Rise of Skywalker. May 2020, Steve and Ann joined us to reveal information about the virtual Rancho Obi-Wan.
The pandemic.
When we all had to stay home. And Star Wars Celebration 2022, Steve showed up to the RFR Rooftop Bash and shared laughs with us on stage. Who remembers the RFR Rooftop Bash? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Summer 2022 was our second live podcast fundraiser for Rancho Obi-Wan with myself at the museum for a live show with Steve and Ann. And then August 2024, Steve and Ann returned to RFR for a little catch-up. And now, September 2025, RFR returns to Rancho Obi-Wan for our third live podcast fundraiser.
Finally!
With Steve, Ann, and an audience of the greatest Star Wars fans in the galaxy. Yes, you guys. We love you all so much. And none of this is possible without you guys. So just remember that, we can't do it without you, and we wouldn't do it without you. Otherwise, it'd just be being swank. Maybe our, wives would listen every once in a while just to hear
My wife
us.
has never listened to 1 second of Rebel Force Radio, and she asked me, before I left for this trip, she goes, "Are you okay with that?" And I said, it's really fine with me, because I can complain about her on this podcast, and she'll never hear it. Sorry, honey. I love you.
So that's your history of RFR and Steve Sansweet. To my estimation,
I had no idea.
To our estimation, you've been on the show over 50 times over the 19 years of our existence. There are very few people who've been on the show that many times, and very few people we'd actually want to be on the show that many times. But
it's always a treat, and it's always special, and everyone loves it when you're on the show. So thank you so much for being a huge part of Rebel Force Radio.
Thank you. Steve Sansweet, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Steve.
Give it up for Steve. Thank you, Steve. All right, can we get Ann and can we get Ann back up here real quick? Ann Newman. Did Ann was fed up with the whole thing. She just split. She
was tending to the big raffle.
She's going
Which,
to
by the way,
In-N-Out
those
Burger.
raffle, the winners will be posted in Jabba's Palace. So if you put your tickets in there, we'll know shortly who the winners are.
All right, Steve, we're done with you. You can leave now.
What? It's a full moon, man.
Well,
look at that.
What do you
it's
think?
beautiful.
RFR's in town. The moon is full. Yeah. So Ann's coming. Well, thank you, Bob.
Ann's coming.
Bob Canning, ladies and gentlemen, the great Bob Canning here at Rancho Obi-Wan. Here comes Ann Newman. She's mustachioed for whatever reason.
Yes. By the way, this is last call for the wine service. Wine service ending now. All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ann with a mustache. What am I doing? Well, you're just going to sit here for a second because we're going to bring up the one, the only, Billy Mack.
Billy Mack, everybody.
Stage. The one, the only, Billy Mack to the stage. And you're staying here too. This is a whole thing because we have to discuss a controversy.
Yeah, the show's about to get serious here, folks.
We have to discuss a serious controversy.
One might even call it a scandal.
So years ago, I think it was 2014, 2015, I was out here visiting, and it had become apparent. Move back a little bit, Billy. Yeah. It had become apparent that Ann had started collecting the Paint Your Own Yoda from 1980. It was released when Empire came out. The Paint Your Own Yoda craft was an 80s collectibles kit by Craftmaster, and it featured this pre-molded Yoda vinyl figure for painting. It was all white.
You know, a lot of you had one. Who had one?
Did anybody have one? Did anybody
where's Tracy Boyd? He said, I had a Paint Your Own Yoda. Tracy's here.
Come on, nobody else had a Paint Your Own Yoda. 1980, folks.
1980. Does anybody remember the 80s? William Refrigerator Perry, the Rubik's Cube, and the Paint Your Own Yoda figurine from Craftmaster. So, and Cubert. Yeah, all right, enough. Joe Dallas. So, my mom, when I moved out of my house, my mom kept giving me boxes of my stuff that she was finding in closets and in my old bedroom and everything for me to take to my own house. So naturally, I took those boxes and put them all up in the attic. You know, that's what you do. And then I was going through one of them, and I found the Paint Your Own Yoda figurine fully painted. And I said, I remember painting this. And so I presented it to Ann. I even signed the bottom of it. And then when Billy Mack, say hi to everyone, Billy.
Hi, everyone, Billy.
Smart-ass little brother. Hold the mic like you mean it, like a baseball bat, too. You're making a lot of noise with that microphone. Only one of the McInerney boys.
I never do anything right with this guy.
Only one of the McInerney boys was blessed with broadcasting delicacy and skill.
Yeah, this is the real special little brother stuff that I have endured.
So Billy comes here and he sees the Yoda sitting on the shelf. He goes, "Hey, that's mine."
I said it just like that. As a matter of fact, yeah.
And I said, "It's yours. How could that be yours? It was in my attic for 30 years. Where's mine?" I don't know.
It doesn't exist.
And then I picked up that Yoda and I looked at it and I started to appreciate the detail and the craftsmanship,
the talent.
And I realized that there was no way And an 11-year-old, 12-year-old Jimmy Mack could have pulled that off. So I concede that to you, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that you were in there popping off about those little figurines during the museum tours earlier tonight, trying to figure out which one was yours. But I believe you. I believe you. I think that definitely.
Have you accepted the truth?
I have accepted.
Finally.
After all these years, see what your little collecting interest has done to my family.
It's ripped us apart.
Torn it apart.
Ripped us apart. So, I have taken it upon myself to correct this problem. And I have in this box, go ahead, Ann, open up this box. I have acquired a paint your own Yoda figurine from 45 years ago. And you know what I did? I painted that sucker. And you know what else? It's going in the museum. So go ahead, take a look at it.
No longer does he have to live in the...
There it is.
Oh, wow.
Now that's the stuff.
That's expert painting. Expert.
Look at the bottom. To symbolize all the concerts we went together, I put a Deadhead sticker on the bottom.
It's to steal your face. You can't see it.
Me and Stu have been to a lot of concerts and everything
beautiful,
together.
Jimmy Mack. Beautiful.
Wow, it only took, 40 years for you to get good at this?
Why don't you appreciate the craftsmanship in that, Billy?
It's beautiful. It's very distinct. It's very distinctive. We're not liable to get that mixed up with mine anymore.
Did you really do this because...
Yes. Oh, yes.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. Look, I even have the packaging here to prove to you. And you can talk to my family because I spent about 20 hours on that sucker. But look, I ripped it right off the card, as I do. So here, you have this too, as a souvenir. But that's pretty impressive, huh?
Brilliant.
That's really good work, right?
Really lovely.
So now you have both Mack brothers in the museum.
Well,
but now we have a problem because the one in the museum is signed Jimmy Mack.
well, we have to scribble that out and have Billy sign it.
So Billy Mack needs to sign his own Yoda.
Yeah, he does. He does. You will.
Yep, absolutely. I'll be happy to. So. Although I noticed that you didn't quite mix the tan quite. The paint
Get a picture of this, Victoria. Jimmy Mack is giving his brother the universal "I love you."
Now listen, what you have to
gesture.
understand, I couldn't use the paints that came in the thing; they were all dried up. So I had to go get my own acrylic paints.
Oh.
It's even shaded.
It's even shaded, Billy. It's even shaded.
So the circle is now complete.
Nice job. I will give you kudos. That's a quality.
Okay,
you got the toenails just right and everything.
You're gonna sign your Yoda, your official Yoda.
Yeah, we have to
I'll be happy to do that. Yep.
Okay, so Billy will sign his Yoda, and that will go in the museum, correct?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes, I made it.
All right, there it is.
Finally,
It's official
legitimacy.
Now. Awesome.
All right, are we brothers for life? We
Okay, we're friends
We
again.
are part of this museum forever,
That's right.
which is really
That's
nice.
right. So, well, thank you,
that's
Ann.
awesome. Thanks, Ann.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you. A big round of applause for
Yes.
Ann Newman, ladies and gentlemen. She's the best. She's a great friend and an awesome Star Wars fan. Oh, she put her mustache back on, too.
Yeah, wonder what that's about.
That's mysterious.
Sure is.
So, Billy, everyone's wondering if you brought your friend with you. Does everybody know who Billy's friend is? So, do you think maybe he can find him?
It took a lot of coaxing, but the answer is yes, he did. He did, and I you know what? I have to get him now. Don't frighten him away. He's very kind of camera shy and crowd shy and everything like that. But let me. I think he's.
Is he down there?
Somewhere down here.
I'm hearing some really cool things happening down there.
So,
do you think he's down there?
Yeah,
puppy.
Don't fall.
Give me just a minute or two.
Give him a minute or two.
All right. Well, as he gets set up.
Yeah. Any luck down there? Maybe we can.
You should see what it looks like from this angle. All right. Well, we are soon to be joined by, I think, one of the most popular guests we've ever had here on Rebel Force Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Rancho Obi-Wan, Puppet Lando. Hey!
Hey, how you doing, Puppet Lando?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Hey.
So have you been enjoying your?
Well, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Are you guys still hanging around with these losers?
Are you asking us or them?
What are you
out
doing
there?
here? I mean, you know. Well, it's good to see you. A pleasure to be here. It's been a long time, Jimmy Mack and Swank.
It's been a while. And so we were just wondering if you've been enjoying your trip to the Bay Area. Have you been able to walk around in the city or maybe hike across the Golden Gate Bridge?
Well, I love coming to San Francisco every time. And I bring a lot of love. But one thing I don't bring is a pair of legs. You might have noticed. And it looms like a shadow over everything I do here. So it makes it a little hard to get around, but you know, I manage. I don't get to see as much as I'd like, but.
Well, you know, I would suggest maybe if you have some time, check out like the Golden Gate Park and walk around and enjoy the nature and.
Well, what are you, blind? Jimmy Mack, I don't have any legs, man. I mean, I told you that. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Float across that thing? I mean, I don't have the Falcon anymore. It's, a little bit of a challenge, but anyway.
Well, we're happy to see you here, puppets. Everybody loves Puppet Land, all right? I mean, you guys love when Puppet Lando
great to be here.
pays the visits.
And you all look wonderful.
So we were just wondering. Everybody's been asking throughout the museum tour and everything, my friend. They were wondering if you would perform a song for everyone here.
Well, I'd be happy to give it a try. I don't know if any of you heard my original album, Let's Misbehave. And since that time, I've become kind of a galactic entrepreneur. I've written a few other songs, and you may remember this one. I told you we would do it. You look so tantalizing. My temperature is rising, and if it gets much hotter, I think I'll probably melt. Before it gets much worse, I need you to play my nurse. Because, baby, I want my felt to be felt. My chips are on the table, and I'm hoping that I'm able to win your heart with the cards that I'm dealt. So if you've had enough, well, I'm gonna call your bluff. Because, baby, I want my felt to be felt. Some ladies love the touch of a soft cashmere, while some prefer that satin be held near. Some ladies love the touch of a black silk dress, but felt's the fabric that you can love best. Now here's a little maneuver. It's on the vibraphone here, Lobot, ladies and gentlemen. That's Lobot. Yeah. And on the piano, 9 Numb. You know, he's got a mouth like a halibut. Let's blow this party and leave behind these crowds. 'Cause you truly belong with us here among the clouds. When I feel your touch, it's a feeling that's so sublime. Because you plus me is a mix that works every time. Well, I go on grand adventures and I bring home fancy treasures. but my best adventures happen just below the belt. Before the night is through, you'll find adventure too. Because baby, I want my felt to be felt. Oh, now don't tease me now. Baby, I want my felt to be felt. A little higher, just a little higher. Baby, I want my felt to be felt.
Puppet Lando, ladies and gentlemen.
Would you get going, you old pirate?
Thank you, Puppet Lando. We love you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Puppet.
Puppet Lando, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. If you see Billy down there, can you send him back up here, please? I wonder what Billy's been doing.
He missed the whole show.
Conspicuously absent. Oh, here he is. Billy. Billy, where the hell have you been? You just missed. Puppet Lando came out here. Oh, my God. Really? You missed the whole thing. Man. You missed it all. Hey,
it happens every time. Every time I miss the best part. Well, anyway,
happens every time.
Well, I always love it.
Oh wait, what's
wait a minute, what's happening?
Oh,
wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. What do we got going on? We've got men in orange.
What's happening
flight
here?
Suits.
This is an odd. Oh my God! It's the running of the hoods.
Hey,
the Wilrow Hoods are here. I don't believe this, Puppet Lando. You must have brought Wilrow.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. For Puppet Lando.
What the hell? The puppet gets one. I don't get any ice cream.
Hey, Willrow, come over here. Come over. Did you come here with Puppet Lando?
Oh, Puppet Lando, we love you. We love
Well, I
Puppet
love
Lando.
you.
Lando, I need to say thank you, Lando.
You're standing in front of Lando Willrow's.
Well, it looks like we took care of some of those supply problems we was having.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you. You saved so much ice cream that day. I ran away, and we saved some mint chip because of you, and some Chamocha almond fudge. So I'd like to say thank you so much, Lando.
And you thought he was a hero before. Thank you to the Willrow Hoods.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Besbin.
Ice cream!
Here, have some ice cream.
Ice cream!
Who wants ice? Who wants this? You want some? Here you go. You just get
what
it.
is
Just
that?
get it.
Oh, look at this!
Look at this. They got ice cream for
More
everyone.
ice cream. What are those things called? Camtinos?
Camtono.
Yeah.
Camtono. What do you think about all this, Puppet Lando? I mean, it's pretty exciting. They're giving away free ice cream to everyone.
I suggest everybody leave the city immediately before more troops arrive.
Oh, well, this is a fun little treat. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to the Willrow Hoods.
The running of the Willrow Hoods.
Famous for his blink and you miss it moment. All right. Enough with you, Willrow. Get out of here. You're hogging up too much of the show. But thank you, Willrow. Thank you. God bless you.
Don't you bring those?
God bless you.
Don't bring those Ugnuts in here.
Yeah, keep the Ugnuts out of here. Willrow Hoods, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Puppet. Again.
Okay. I had to come back for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Now, Billy Mack.
He's back.
Hopefully,
Billy, it happened again. You left, and the Willrow Hoods came out here, gave away ice cream to everyone. That explains why Ann was wearing that mustache. Now we get it.
That's why.
And look, there's other people out there wearing mustaches, too. This
Wait
is
a
an
minute.
epidemic of Willrow Hood. Well, enjoy the ice cream, ladies and gentlemen. So
all right.
That was exciting. And Ann brought the Yoda statue
we're going to do the
for
official
Billy to sign.
signing
This is it. Okay.
of
All right.
the legitimate McInerney signing the right. Boy, you didn't really leave much room for Bill on there, Jim.
Yeah,
you really.
I tried to
signature
take up
took
all
the whole
spaces.
thing.
Okay. You can just cross out the Jimmy and write Billy.
We'll leave it on there. It's part of its history.
I guess so. What are you
It
gonna
has
do?
a story to tell.
It's
Leave that on there.
There's gonna be a lot of stories to tell after this weekend, my friend. Lots of stories. Well, thank you again to the Willrow Hoods. I hope that one Willrow is. I kind of scolded him, and I hope he's not mad at me. But they seem like really nice guys. And Billy, of course, you missed all the excitement again. Yeah, you always do. Oh, you always do. You should hear how pathetic he just sounded. He says it off mic too. I always do.
These brothers, I tell you what. But actually, the one Willrow, that's Dwayne, and something that's what's Dwayne's last name?
Smith.
Dwayne Smith
and Mark Morita.
How about this? Dwayne is a volunteer and a docent here at Rancho Obi-Wan. He's put in more volunteer hours than anyone else, and he lives 4 hours away. That is the definition of dedication.
Wow. Big round of applause.
It is
for the
time, an organization like Rancho Obi-Wan needs time, talent, and treasure. So if you got any one of those, they'll accept it very gladly here at Rancho Obi-Wan.
So, Billy, before more exciting stuff happens, I'm going to ask you to leave.
That's the most exciting part yet.
So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Mack, everyone. Billy Mack. Now, you Patreon supporters, God, we love you, and you do a lot to keep our show alive. And we feature all kind of bonus podcasts on Patreon, like RFR Q&A. You'll see a lot of VIPs out here among you who have hosted RFR Q&As with me. And also another show we have, it's a monthly show, it's called the Babu Freaks. Does everybody like the Babu Freaks? Well, we got some freaks in the audience tonight. We got all the freaks, like Barry Harmon, Tyler Page, and Brian Klein. So why don't you guys come up here real quick? Just stand up here, you guys. I want to introduce the Babu Freaks to everyone. There's Brian Klein, Barry Klein, Barry Harmon, Tyler Page. And so here's the thing. I'm going to ask you each, what is the greatest honor of being a Babu Freak? Barry Harmon.
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot.
Tyler Page.
The attention from all the men. Everyone wants to be in. Everyone wants to be a freak.
And Brian Klein.
The attention from Tyler.
Okay, and I'll give you one more chance. Barry Harmon.
Whenever people hear I'm a Babu Freak, they ask me, the next question is, what is a Babu Freak? And
what do you say?
I don't really have an answer.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
I'll tell you. The answer is support RFR on Patreon. That's the answer, and find out for yourself. So, in honor of that, we're going to conduct the greatest hey hey of all time. That's the Babu Freak saying. First, we're going to give you an example of what it sounds like from us four freaks. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey hey! Now. Yeah, I know, impressive, right?
That's the first time we've ever all done it on time, though, because every time we do it.
All right, enough of that, enough. So now everyone's going to join themselves. Everyone, on the count of 3, hey, hey, here we go. Like Babu Frick does in The Rise of Skywalker, okay? I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, hey!
Very nice.
Did that feel good, freaks?
Yeah, so...
Freaks like it? Brian, what do you want to say?
Hey, hey!
That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you, Babu Freaks. Big round of applause.
If you want to know more about the Babu Freaks, become a Rebel Force Radio supporter on Patreon.
Yes.
All right.
Patreon.com/Rebel Force Radio.
Our next guest always brings the party, always brings the excitement. Jim, I know you and Baby Belushi go way back. You and your brother Bill bond with your love of 2 films, not just Star Wars, but the Blues Brothers.
That's true.
As well. And Jimmy Mack has been known to not just go to Star Wars conventions, but Blues Brothers conventions.
On a mission from God.
All right. Our next guest, our good friend, Mr. Chris Sorrentino, Baby Belushi.
Give it up. There he is.
There he is.
He's got the mustache. You know what? That mustache is not doing favors to the Jake Blues integrity of your look there, sir.
Hey, let me find a spot.
All right, you do that. You do that.
What?
Come here. Hold still for a second. Let me just take care of that.
He just ripped it off.
Right off his face, and then I'll do the unibrow. Check this out. Yeah. All right, enough. So I just wanted to introduce everyone to Baby Belushi. He brings energy to any event. He's the greatest hang I've ever been with.
Oh, man.
We hung out in Joliet. Enough. We hung out in Joliet in the prison courtyard where they shot scenes for the Blues Brothers in Joliet, Illinois. Chris was there. There were 8,000 people in that courtyard to watch Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi perform a set as the Blues Brothers. And this guy worked that entire crowd. I've never seen anybody. I've seen people work a room, but I've never seen them work a prison courtyard filled with 8,000 Blues Brothers fans.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And you can see why.
Thank you. Yeah, prison's in my
Well, it obviously wasn't his first time in a prison courtyard.
Yeah.
Well, of course, yeah. He's very much at home in that sort of environment.
Entertaining in one.
So, Chris, when did you first get into Star Wars?
Oh, I was born into it. I was born in '78. It was just, it was just life for me. It was presented to me. I had like the Empire Strikes Back storybook. Saw Return of the Jedi for the first time, like in a theater at like 4 or 5 years old. And it was just like something I was born into. My father was a Star Wars guy. It just, that was it. I saw everything, every movie until he passed, unfortunately. Before The Force Awakens, we went to every Star Wars movie, and we got to do the special editions too when they finally came out.
Yeah,
so
great.
it was good. So I got to see everything with them.
One thing I love as a parent is sharing Star Wars with my boys, and my dad took me to see Star Wars for my first time.
It's an amazing experience, and I do it with my son. So every new Star Wars, and it's great because every new Star Wars show we sit and watch. And weirdly enough, my wife got in. So we watched season 2 of Andor, and it really clicked. And she was like, "What can I watch with more of the politics?" I was like, "Oh, the prequels and Clone Wars." So my wife's watching the Clone Wars, and it's crazy to
Baby,
sit
it's
down
about
and talk.
taxation of trade routes.
Yeah,
You're gonna
she
love
loves
it.
That. She honestly, that's like what she's into. I'm like, God bless you.
Now, of course, George Lucas is like, told you.
I like her.
So, of course, there's a few connections between Star Wars and the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Of course, Carrie Fisher, prominently featured in both
course.
films. Frank Oz
Yes.
also was in the Blues Brothers briefly at the beginning at the Joliet prison.
Yep.
I think we took a picture of you in that very room when Jake is leaving prison and they're giving him his personal effects back. That's Frank Oz. You don't have to name what they give him back. You don't have to run through the list of the sordid items in his possession. But that was Frank Oz playing that prison guard. And then Carrie Fisher told me and Jason a story once about John Belushi wanting to be in Return of the Jedi. And of course, George Lucas didn't bite on that little nugget, but we started thinking, well, what could John have played in Return of the Jedi? I go for Rancor Keeper. I think he would have been fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Fabulous harmonica playing, cartwheeling Rancor Keeper.
Yeah,
it would have
part
added
of the
a whole
band, part of the Max Rebo band. Yeah.
That's where my head goes.
Yeah,
I think he would have been in the band. Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for making the trek out here.
Thanks for
It's not
having
a party
me.
without Baby Belushi, everyone. So, give it up for Chris Sorrentino.
Thank you, RFR. Thank you, Rancho Obi-Wan. Thank you, everybody. I love you.
Chris, you rock. You rock. Another guy who rocks, Jason.
Yeah, I was going to say that I could have never have guessed when 2025 started that I would be flying all the way out to California, not once, but twice in the same summer. And the only thing that could have really pushed me to do that, obviously the event at Rancho Obi-Wan, but another event that we were so fortunate to be a part of back in May, the Forest Moon Festival. And we've got one of the architects of the Forest Moon Festival, and he was our driver, our escort, our lifeline while we were there. Mr. Tracy Boyd is here.
Tracy, filmmaker Tracy Boyd.
And we've still been, we're releasing the videos. So on the RFR YouTube page, you can check out, because we were basically on tour throughout the Redwoods and the 2 different counties, Del Norte County. Is Tracy here?
Where's Tracy? Oh, Tracy.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming. He's on his way.
He just climbed down from a tree. He was on the grounds climbing a tree. And yeah,
we've got a big crowd here, and so
Tracy,
he's coming through the crowd
with utmost urgency. Tracy is making his way over here. As you can see, it's just a cloud of dust in his wake as he hustles.
He's looking
over
for Squatch. That's right.
Jason and Tracy bonded over Sasquatch while we were out in Humboldt County. I guess that's a big deal up there, huh? Around here, we go for Chewbacca and Wampas and things like that. But up where Tracy's from, it's Sasquatch country. How are you, my friend?
Great. I'm so thankful to be here. What an incredible place.
How about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an incredible time at the Forest Moon Festival. And you guys obviously heard a lot of our coverage.
They killed it. I mean, we drug them all over both counties. And I don't know how many shows, four segments.
Yeah, we did 4 different podcasts, starting at the museum, which is great. Tell them a little bit about the museum that sort of marks the connection between the area and Star Wars.
Yeah, the Humboldt Del Norte Film Commission put together a cinema museum, over 100 years of filmmaking up there. And around the festival time, it's totally dedicated to Star Wars, mostly Return of the Jedi, but other times of the year, it features other productions that have filmed up there and other local filmmakers.
Yeah, it's an iconic area. It's the only place you can go to get that look. And what was really interesting is that Return of the Jedi and that forest sequence became so iconic that in some ways, for a while, it discouraged filmmakers from using that as their backdrop for their films because it had been done. And then, of course, you and Cassandra and others there do such a great job evangelizing the area, and it's becoming more and more used. But it was like, wow, Jedi did it. Star Wars did it.
Yeah, and it's like, as many of you may know, I mean, there's no way to capture it on a camera. It's like when you're really there in person, you feel it in such a unique way. And I think for a lot of filmmakers that come up there and think, oh, I don't know, we've seen it before, then they get out there and they're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you've not seen it. I mean, as beautiful as it looks on film, and it's so frustrating because, you know, when you're there as a tourist, you take your phone out and you're trying, and there's no way to capture the beauty and the majesty of the area. And I've said it many times, I'll say it again, it is the only thing, you know, I love Disney and Galaxy's Edge, it's wonderful, but when you go there, you are in Star Wars, especially for this Return of the Jedi kid.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It truly is the Forest Moon. Of course, we've talked about the Sequoia Park Zoo, where they have this incredible skywalk. All of these bridges connecting these massive redwood trees. And when you're cruising around up there, if you don't feel like you're in the Ewok village, man, you have no sense of imagination whatsoever because you are in the Ewok village. And they have so many great cosplayers running around, and it really adds to the atmosphere. They screen Return of the Jedi in the actual forest itself, and it's absolutely magical. Yeah. And so you guys got to go out and check it out. I hope it's going to return next year.
We're working on it. Yeah, it's very exciting, and we'd love to have you back anytime.
Okay, we got a recording of that. Okay, we got a recording of that. Well, we would love to, because we love you guys. We love you, Tracy. We love your your lovely wife, Tiffany, and everybody associated with the Forest Moon Festival. So
thank you so much. Thank you. And what a pleasure to meet you folks. And thank you to Ann and Steve, and what an amazing place.
Absolutely.
So Tracy, by the way, drove 9 hours to be here today, which is incredible.
What else was I doing?
Much.
He told me 10.
You're making a movie. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Tracy is also an accomplished filmmaker. So in addition to championing the area and doing the Forest Moon Festival, he's also a very accomplished filmmaker in his own right. So
yes,
man. Thank
you. For sure.
Yeah.
Now, where did Ann run off to this time? She's going to show up with a full-length ZZ Top beard, I bet, when she comes back. But we definitely need Ann Newman back here again. And we need Steve back up here, too. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Ann Newman and Steve Sansweet. Paging Ann Newman. Paging Ann Newman.
Oh, was she working on the raffle?
Forget the raffle. We need Ann up here now.
No, these people paid good money for those raffle tickets. They need their prizes.
Somebody else will figure it out. Somebody else not named Ann Newman, who is somewhere here in the state of California. Has anyone seen Anne? Anyone? I'll take maybe. She could be. Maybe she's up a tree. Grab a seat, Steve.
Let's start with Steve.
We're gonna start with Steve, and maybe save Anne for later.
All right.
But ladies and gentlemen, you're very familiar with Rebel Force Radio, and you know that we often receive faxes from the planet Dagobah. Yes, that's right. Jedi Master Yoda himself has sent us a questionnaire that we only ask the best Star Wars fans these questions.
Not to do this.
No, well, you did not ask me not to do this.
I did.
You just said you're bad at answering questions. But I don't think so. I think you're great at answering questions, and we want to hear your answers to these questions because there are no wrong answers.
However, there are some answers that are more right than others.
That's right. That's right. And it is called the Yoda questionnaire.
The Yoda questionnaire.
Now, I believe...
Thank you,
That's
Richard
right. Round of
Cheese.
applause for the Yoda questionnaire. Why not? And I'm sure we asked Steve these questions, but it was probably like a decade and a half ago. So we want updated answers. And we were going to include Anne Newman in this, but she apparently has left the state. So
she escaped.
Well,
she knew what was coming.
Yeah,
The beauty of the Yoda questionnaire is that the answers can change. They can change from day to day, year to year, decade to decade. So there's no issue with asking again. That's what makes the great Yoda questionnaire and the wisdom of Yoda so wonderful. So, question number 1, Steve Sansweet. Who or what, in the interest of inclusivity, who or what is your favorite Star Wars character?
This is not named Rancho Jar Jar. Obi-Wan is my favorite character because he really set...
There's an Obi-Wan fan out there?
He set the whole Star Wars galaxy in motion by connecting Luke with his desires to find someplace else and find his destiny.
Yes.
Well, there you go. From the Force's mouth.
Like it.
Right there.
All right, so that's... whoa. That is a good light side question and answer. But, Steve, we're going to ask you to go to the dark side with this next question.
Yeah, it's dark. Are you ready?
Who or what is your least favorite Star Wars character?
Least.
Other than Jimmy Mack.
He's just my least favorite character.
You guys know how hard I worked on making this evening happen for you. Love
My
me.
least favorite
Please love me.
Lot Dodd.
Lot Dodd?
Lot Dodd.
Don't you have a full-size Lot Dodd mannequin right behind
That's
us?
so we can stick pins in it.
Steve is not suggesting you walk into the museum and start sticking pins into his Lot Dodd. That's for him to do, and he uses it as a voodoo doll, pretending it's me. That's a little-known fact. But I do have hip pain lately. I'm going to ask this one.
Oh, wait a
Steve-
minute. You're really breaking protocol here. You're asking Yoda questionnaire questions? Steve, we haven't heard enough from you tonight?
What Star Wars moment makes you smile? What Star Wars moment makes you smile? He's thinking about Rebel Force Radio leaving the grounds of Rancho Obi-Wan. And that's a Star Wars moment that'll make him smile.
Makes me smile.
Take your time, Steve.
The Death Star blowing up.
Why does the Death Star blowing up make you smile?
Millions of lives, Steve.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Dark side lives.
Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. Did you get any ice cream from the Willrow Hoods? They're still hanging out over there. No. Hi, guys. All right, back. You go back.
all right.
You asked the rest
Okay,
of them.
all right, Steve. What Star Wars moment makes you sad?
I think in episode 3, when Anakin and Obi-Wan are battling, and Obi-Wan is on the hill and says, "You were my brother." The one moment in all of the Star Wars shows and movies that actually brought a real tear to my eye.
Wow. Yeah, it's a moment.
Very emotional moment.
Yeah, it really is. This is a new question. You're the first person to ever be asked this question. This just came in this morning.
I'm so
from the Jedi Master himself. And it's written kind of aggressively, which is interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Steve Sansweet, if you had a blaster to your head and you could only choose one Star Wars movie, one Star Wars TV show, one Star Wars animated series, just one Star Wars anything, you could only watch that for the rest of your life. Oh, I know. It's dark, isn't it? What would it be?
The original Star Wars movie.
1977. Known now as Star Wars: A New Hope. So, would your version be the 1977 version? Would it be the 16 millimeter mix? Would it be the 1981 re-release that was retitled Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope? Would it be the Star Wars Special Edition from 1977 or the follow-up special editions that appeared on DVD and Blu-ray releases, including the streaming release, a.k.a. the McClunky? What say you? What say you? What say you?
Well, the release that got me most excited and started this 50 years of passion is the original Star Wars was released in 1977.
And do you think because of how momentous it was that it should still be available in that format? Yeah,
Absolutely,
in
no
that
doubt
cut.
about it. In fact, it was just played in the UK not too many months ago.
That's right.
And Kathy Kennedy herself gave it a blessing because she was there on stage. Here she is.
Kathleen Kennedy? I have a few questions for Kathleen Kennedy. If Kathleen Kennedy's here.
No, Ann Newman's here.
Ann Newman just flew back in.
Come on over.
Come on over, Ann. We can ask you the final Yoda question. No, we'll just come on over here. And we'll wrap up with Steve, and then we got something we want to discuss with you.
All right.
So,
Steve, we got one more question here for you.
Yes.
If there was another Star Wars movie to be made, and we know there will be many Star Wars movies to be made, but this one is special. It's being made by George Lucas, and he asked you to be in it. Yes, you, Steve Sansweet. What would you like to hear from George after he says, cut, on your last scene?
Wait, what is it? What did George say again?
Faster, more intense.
Oh, faster, more intense
right,
for
yes,
Steve.
of course.
So that's it. That's the Yoda question. That wasn't that painful, was it?
No, not too painful.
Not too painful. Not too painful.
Well, thank you very much, Steve, for being
Thank
such
you,
a great
Steve.
sport and
Give it up for
answering
Steve
the
Sansweet, ladies and
Yoda
gentlemen.
questionnaire.
Now, we're going to ask Ann to stick around here for a second. Ann, you missed the Yoda questionnaire. What is your response to that? What is your excuse, young lady? Why did you miss the Yoda questionnaire?
So I was drawing raffles. So just a little bit of a housekeeping thing. Everybody needs to check out at the same place you checked in. And they will have the list of the raffle winners. So have your tickets out so you can check them. But also, everybody has a gift that they will be taking home. So please take out all your bags, your gift. Let them know if you need me to ship anything to you. We can do that, and I'll charge you shipping later. So all the raffle tickets have been drawn, and the winners will be listed at the welcome table on your way out.
That's amazing. And so thank you, Ann, ladies and gentlemen, really, this was our idea, and we brought the podcast here, but everything else is courtesy of the great Ann Newman, who is a dear friend of mine. I'm lucky to have dear friends in this area. Steve Sansweet, obviously. And there's another Steve who I'm very tight with. I've known him for about 35 years now. And his name is, if this isn't confusing enough, Steve Swanson. So I got Steve Sansweet and Steve Swanson. Steve Swanson is a Patreon supporter, and he's here tonight. Is Steve here? Is Steve here?
Steve is here.
Steve, come on over here, my friend. What?
Here's good?
Yeah, here's fine. Yeah, here's a microphone for you. And I've known Steve for a very long time. And as a result of my coming out here, not only being able to reconnect with the wonderful people here at Rancho Obi-Wan, but I get to often reconnect with Steve Swanson, who we met. He was my intern at a radio station in 1994. And we've been tight friends ever since. And Steve moved out here for job opportunities, and he stayed out here. He's got a family out here now, and he's always maintained his Star Wars super fandom.
I've tried to as best I can.
And Steve has been here at Rancho Obi-Wan a few times, and he hung out with me and Ann and Stu, our dear friend, our dear beloved Stu. And we went to concerts together and just always had a good time. One night stayed up really late at your apartment and,
times.
kind of being crazy, whatever. And so there's just a lot of fond memories we have of hanging out with Stu together. So now I'm going to turn it over to you.
Oh, boy. Okay. I hadn't really planned so much about this, but I was thinking about a little chat we had at the fire last night when we were talking about our other mutual love, the Grateful Dead, and how, much like the Dead and Star Wars, what it is about community. And that's really important to me because, especially, I don't know, I personally responded, I think, more to Stu on the Deadhead level. And I instantly clicked with him right away because Deadheads are great people.
Star Wars and the Grateful Dead, both from the Bay Area, too, by the way, I might add. So there's a little synergy there,
And so in the spirit of kind of camaraderie and what that means in community, a couple of years ago, hang on, I may need a little.
What's the matter with you?
I get emotional about this. So there was a barbecue held in Stu's honor. And I was out here with Jimmy for that, and it was a really lovely remembrance of Stu. And one of the things I dabble in is like photography, multimedia type of stuff. And as we were getting ready to kind of come out for this, I had this idea. And I was going through all of my photos. And so I have so far a one-of-a-kind, but we'll get Steve a copy.
It's a one-of-a-kind hardcover book of a bunch of photos that me and Steve took of Stu. And it's called Stu Levy. That's the name of the book. And it's a wonderful remembrance of Stu. I took that picture. Yeah. Stu, I always used to call Stu the minister of mood of Rancho Obi-Wan. I mean, yeah, those who know him know. And Stu was a wonderful guy and a really good friend of ours and a strong supporter of Rebel Force Radio. He always would say, Rebel Force Radio fans are the best Star Wars fans. And he was right. He threw out the first pitch at the San Francisco Star Wars Day.
Star Wars Day, threw out the first pitch. It was the best day of his fucking life.
Yes.
And honestly, Star Wars made it happen, you guys.
Awesome. Star Wars made our friendship happen. Star Wars made all of these friendships happen here in front of us tonight.
So just as a little humble thank you from us. And, it was really special for me. Last weekend, I brought my son, Max, 7, for his first tour. And you made him feel really special and welcome. And, that's what community is about, right?
That's right. This is love here, folks. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. So we also have a copy coming to you, Steve, because you're a super collector and you super collect, and if there's a collectible around, you're going to super collect it. So we made sure we have a copy coming for you too. But we even put some of Stu's writings in here, pictures of us going on hikes, going to concerts.
Some song lyrics that were important to him.
Just various things that were really important to Stu. And, oh, Annie. This is beautiful, you guys. It's just, it's all about the community and the family and the love that we have for you and for you, Steve and Bob and everyone here at Rancho Obi-Wan. And I'm just so happy you guys are here to share in this love with us. So thank you so much.
And
we
it's
really appreciate it.
It really is a place like no other. I don't think there's any institution that celebrates the love and the passion of Star Wars and Star Wars fans like Rancho Obi-Wan. And, it's not, it's possible that this could go away. You have to become a member. You got to donate. You got to tell other Star Wars friends and make the Saga Museum happen. Don't take it for granted. So let's do it. Let's make the Saga Museum happen. Get a membership. Go online, sign up for the auto renew. You don't even have to think about it. And you'll love getting these kits in the mail every year and know that you are doing your part to keep the legacy alive because no one else is going to do it. We have to do it.
We sold 100 tickets to this event to you guys, and 88 of you are not members of this great place. And so we recommend you do it just to maintain the health and well-being of this brilliant museum and the future for the Saga Museum, which we want to see. And we know you guys want to see it too. So it shouldn't be just so rare to be able to come to a great place like this. It should be out there for the people because it's a museum for the people, for Star Wars fans like us. Not the elite Richie Riches. This is for the real people who love Star Wars, who have a passion for Star Wars, who collect, who share their passion with other fans, and it'll just be the greatest gathering place for us once it finally gets established. So we want you guys to support. We want you to donate. We want you to become members. Get the cool membership kits. Yeah, sure. It's a hard sell, but I mean, did you walk through there? Did you walk through that museum? Is it not worth it? I think it is.
And you first timers, are you going to come back?
Who's coming back?
Who's coming back?
Come back, take the full 3-hour tour with great docents like Mark, like Dwayne, like everyone here. It's the greatest crew here at Rancho Obi-Wan, and you guys all got a taste of it firsthand. So we're going to be wrapping up this show here. It's been just such a special show. I mean, literally years in the making. It was a bucket list thing for us here. It was something we always wanted to do, to bring all you crazies here to Rancho Obi-Wan all at once so you could all meet each other, all you RFR VIPs, all of you Patreon supporters, all of you listeners in the RFR community, you people who've been with us for almost 20 years. This is what it's all about. This is what it means to be part of the RFR community. So soak it in, hug each other, love one another. I'm sorry.
We are in California, so
where's Joe Dallas? I'm starting to sound like Julie Chen at the end of a Big Brother episode right now. But yeah, me and Joe, we share a few things in common. RFR VIP Joe Dallas. We love Cubert, we love nachos, and we watch Big Brother.
Hey, you know
what's the matter with us?
So we are going to be signing off here in just a moment, but it's not the end of the evening.
That's right.
We are going to be relocating. We have an after party, and we all got to get the hell out of here, by the way, okay?
Yeah.
This is a residential area, so we need to keep the noise down at 10 o'clock. We're out, and where are we going to go?
We're going to Torches in Petaluma. So this is all arranged by Eric from Phoenix. Where's Eric? Stand up, Eric from Phoenix. And he put this all together for us. There is no cover charge. They only want to take our money for beverages. So, and there's going to be pizza too. So everyone,
be awesome. They're staying open just for us.
They are. So that'll be going until 2 a.m. And we'll be there with you guys once we get all this stuff cleaned up. And clean up your messes that you're leaving. You clean up after yourselves, damn it. This isn't some free-for-all. See you at Torches. Thank you again, Steve Sansweet.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ann Newman. Thank you, everyone at Rancho Obi-Wan. Thank you, everyone in the RFR listening community. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. You're the best. Our VIPs.
All right. right, that's going to wrap things up here for us on Rebel Force Radio. As Jimmy Mack was saying, there's so many people to thank, starting with Steve Sansweet and Ann Newman. We love them so much. Also, Bob Canning, thank you. Bob, he just had a birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Bob.
Yes. Also, Tyler Page, we just couldn't do so many of the things we do without Tyler, so huge shout out to him. Billy Mack and Puppet Lando. Let's hear it for them.
Never seen together in the same place at the same time.
All of the Babu Freaks, they were here in one place. That is fantastic. Our friend Steve Swanson, thank you so much, Steve. Baby Belushi. Our pal Tracy Boyd from the Forest Moon Festival. All of the amazing Rancho Obi-Wan docents and volunteers. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much. And from the bottom of both our hearts, to each and every Rebel Force Radio listener and Patreon supporter, thank you all. To make this journey, to make this trek, yeah, even you that drove 45 minutes, it means the world to us, and we'll never forget it. Thank you so much. If you need more Rebel Force Radio in your life, you can check us out on Patreon. You can follow us on our social channels, Facebook, X, Instagram, also our YouTube channel. There will be highlights from this event available on YouTube. The podcast will be released next week. So if you were busy with other things, you can relive it. And the website for all things and everything, RFR, rebelforceradio.com. But if you want to help out, the best thing you can do what you do for us. Do that for Rancho Obi-Wan. Tell your friends, tell the Star Wars fan in your life, at the day job, wherever it is, about Rebel Force Radio and Rancho Obi-Wan. You'll be glad that you did. If your podcatcher of choice allows you to subscribe, we'd love to have your subscription. And if it lets you leave a review, we love those too. Just one simple rule, please.
Make them good.
All right, until the next time, we'll see ya. For Rebel Force Radio, I'm Jason.
I'm Jimmy Mack.
And remember,
The Force will be with you, always.